Last night I had the opportunity to listen to some interesting conversations about the metamorphosis that manufacturing is going through, driven first by digitization and, of course, AI now. And it's great that that metamorphosis is happening now because over the next 5 years, McKinsey estimates that about 30 trillion in corporate revenues will depend on products that haven't yet reached the market. We know competition is fierce. How many of you are facing Chinese competitors? Yeah. I think we've heard, between a lot of the different geographical dispersions, tariffs, many things are causing it, making it very challenging. So, people are vying for market share and launching new products to try to address the emerging challenges of today. And the drive to be first to market is placing immense pressure not just on our design engineering teams, but on the downstream teams, procurement, manufacturing, supply chain operations. These teams are typically left handling the last-minute challenges, putting fires out to ensure that everything comes together for new products so that they can be manufactured and launched on time. Unfortunately, this approach doesn't always work. It doesn't achieve the optimal outcome. We've seen companies who work diligently to get products to market really fast to try to take advantage of this opportunity in front of them. But by going fast, it doesn't always mean that that's the optimal approach. We recently had a company that was moving really fast to get a new product platform to market, only to realize once it was on the market that they had a $150 million cost problem. It's not something you can fix quickly, especially because, after you launch a product, about 70 to 80% of the costs are locked in. So that means that over $100 million is tied up over the next several years in cost of goods. And so that means that, that money is not being put towards innovation. Compounding that is the fact that 20 to 25% of engineering teams are working on who are on current releases are tied up fixing issues from the last release. So again, it's limiting the amount of innovation and new product development that could be done to drive these new revenues. What we're seeing is our most successful customers today are those that are mitigating the design and manufacturability issues early during the product development cycle, fostering that cross-functional collaboration across design, manufacturing, procurement, and changing business processes to drive innovation and new product development faster than ever before. Rich mentioned it, but Rich Morabito, formerly with Rivian, then Nikola, and now Slate, has a very insightful presentation about how they deployed aPriori, how they used aPriori data to collaborate across their product development teams, and how they achieved significant success. So, we've all heard about form, fit, function, and quality, right? Unfortunately, we're facing tougher business issues and fiscal challenges than ever before, so that's not enough. Supply chain disruptions are never ending. How many people in here were impacted by the tariffs? Yeah, pretty much everybody, right? Consumers, businesses, you name it. Raw material shortages, right? Component shortages, supplier disruptions, suppliers going out of business. Yeah, I saw, last night I was talking to somebody who was describing how, some of their suppliers are being acquired by private equity firms. And unfortunately, these kinds of companies really require a lot of rigor, and the suppliers may not have had that in the past, so all of a sudden they're out of business. So all of those things are creating, compounding the challenges that we're facing around supply chain disruptions. And so, you look at that, and then you look at today's macroeconomic volatility from politics, war, recession, stock market shifts, interest rates, inflation. All of these are compounding our manufacturing challenges, driving companies to look for different manufacturing options, locations, technology, and talent to enable us to move faster. Those companies that we see taking a leadership role and really position themselves for the market of tomorrow, speed is critical to get the enormous pipeline of products that McKinsey is talking about to market really fast. And so that's easier said than done. Teams need to work fast, but when they do, sometimes quality suffers, right? You're going really fast, quality suffers. Are you focused on quality? cost suffers, right? And you get into this game of, you've probably heard the term whack-a-mole, right? You push here and it pops out here. So, we see so many companies that are trying to work on those things one at a time, and it doesn't lead to great outcomes. Winning companies are addressing all three together by leveraging digital insights in automated workflows, enabling them to make multifaceted decisions and make them quickly. So, as a result of all of this, these discussions we've been having with you about the challenges you're facing, we've been speaking with many of you about how we can support you on your path to staying or becoming one of the winning companies of tomorrow. And I wanted to take a minute just to recap sort of the themes that you're telling us, because this is guiding the direction that we're going in. First, you're telling us that you value the comprehensive data we generate. You want to use it not only through our application, but in conjunction with data from your other business systems to help your broader organization quickly respond to fast-changing market and supply chain conditions. Secondly, we all know time is money. And you want the benefits of reduced manufacturability issues, lower carbon impact, improved cost of goods, but you can't do it when you need to sacrifice speed. As I said earlier, the answer isn't speed or quality or cost. It's, there's no question that speed matters. And users need to meet critical KPIs, like ECO reductions, achieving target costs at initial release, meeting sourcing cost reduction goals, improving speed to quote, but it's becoming increasingly challenging given a lot of the things I just talked about. And lastly, no one works alone. We all know that the days of serial product development where engineering does their work, passes it down the line to the multi-physics analysis experts, then on to manufacturing and sourcing are over. You've told us that you need to collaborate across the organization to better drive product outcomes and achieve faster time to market. So over the next few quarters, you'll see that we've been listening to what you're telling us. First, we'll be opening up aPriori's rich, unique data to help you drive bigger business outcomes than you've been able to achieve before. Secondly, we're bringing automation to the forefront to help accelerate the product development process. And third, we'll be leveraging AI to enable sourcing and engineering teams to do more. Over the course of today, you'll be hearing a little bit more about what we're doing in each of these areas. But let me give you a few quick insights. Our advanced customers today are using their own aPriori data to generate new and different insights for their organizations. They're connecting their aPriori data with data lakes or from their key business systems. However, today it's not as easy to do that as it could be. So we'll be providing API access to our data so you can leverage that and use it in combination with other data to connect your teams and your workflows. Jill Snyder from GE Appliances is here today. In her session entitled Costing Evolution from Basics to Business Intelligence, she'll be talking about the great success they're having driving cost out and their plan to use aPriori data to drive better business intelligence. In addition to providing better access to our data, we'll be providing new visualizations to better manage your deployments and enable you to quantify the impact that aPriori has through our new data management platform, starting with the new product design, engineering design value dashboards. So that's the initial one, the initial dashboard, as well as user event dashboards to better manage your deployments. But that's just the beginning. Fielder Hiss, our Chief Product Officer, will share more details about this and our overall data vision, as well as our overall product roadmap in his session later today. We've been talking about digitalization for years, right? Everybody's been talking about it. It's in every conversation. And of course, it's a critical foundation piece to move faster and concurrently achieve the financial outcomes needed to pave the path for future success. Getting the right data at the right time is a must-have to make the right decisions. But in talking with you last night, it was very interesting. Your data's all over the place. Some of it's even in mainframe systems today. I mean, some of you younger people in the audience even know what a mainframe is. I mean, mainframes, it's in ERP systems, it's in MES. It's really, it's all over the place. So, one of the things that we're doing is there's so much data each of us receives every day. It's difficult to discern which data is the most important. especially amid the volume of work that we've got to achieve day in and day out. So we've been working to do our part to help you address these challenges, to design high-quality products fast at the right cost. By leveraging digital manufacturability and cost data in an automated way, we're helping companies achieve significant outcomes. Automation is helping to evaluate large volumes of data and create the focus on what matters. To give you an example of the impact that automation is having, let me walk you through an example from one of our customers. So their goal was to try to achieve $17 million in cost savings in the first year, and they're using us across engineering and sourcing. They thought, well, we'll analyze a whole range of spend, we'll identify some savings opportunities, and that should get us there, right? So they analyzed about $900 million spend, 180 million, they identified 131 million in savings opportunities, and ultimately they found 17 million in savings, right? So that was in 5 months. Multiply that by 2 to 3x, and you're at $25 to $30 million, right? We have other ways to help you as well. In engineering, the big opportunity in engineering is to avoid those costs, to get those costs out early. We have other customers, one other customer that we're working with, in the first 4 months of this year, by using automation in their early design phase, they've avoided $10 million in cost before they got to this point, right? So automation is really helping across the whole product pipeline. So how are they doing that? Well, our automation capabilities give your teams a way to access more components, process more manufacturing scenarios, and consider more sourcing options much faster than you've ever been able to do before. And some organizations are running hundreds of assessments over a few hours, providing broad range of intelligence that this historically would have taken days or even weeks. And we have multiple options for you to consider around automation, from analyzing things in batch to soon having API-driven automation. For design engineering teams, our integrated PLM solution helps expedite work for the design engineer. After they've checked parts in, we analyze those parts, and we only notify them when there are manufacturability or cost issues. So they're not focused on the whole pool of parts that they're looking at, just what's most critical. For sourcing teams, we help you find your needles in your haystacks by identifying which ones have the highest potential for cost reduction based on an outlier analysis, or running multiple should-cost scenarios to prepare for a negotiation with a supplier. And for suppliers, generating cost support customer estimates in your quoting processes, our matrix costing capabilities generate multiple concurrent estimates quickly based on your range of manufacturing capabilities represented in your aPriori digital factories. So if you want to learn more about how you can accelerate time to market using automation, don't miss Chris Jesnak's presentation today on should cost and DFM automation, the ultimate outcome enabler. He'll walk through how our automation works, along with a couple of case studies about so you can understand how other companies are achieving great outcomes. Our automation capabilities are available now, but AI will create an even bigger impact. Some of you here have been long-standing customers, so thank you. We love working with you. You've been great companies to work with. You may remember in our early days of cost estimation when we were creating an expert solution, we were a cost calculator more or less, right? Over the past few years, while we've broadened our breadth of manufacturing capabilities to enable you to cost more, we've shifted left. We're taking all that breadth of data that we have and providing new ways for different constituents like design engineers to be able to avoid manufacturability issues to drive cost out early, even though they're not thinking about cost. AP Design provides design for manufacturability intelligence where companies can save big money by avoiding the cost. This approach helps to mitigate. You remember that $150 million problem I talked about? This goes away. So if you're interested in learning more about AP Design and what we're doing for the design engineering community, don't miss Jimmy Diedich's session on quantified design for manufacture. For sourcing teams, we're helping them move from 3 bids and a buy sourcing process. That's what, when we first engaged with many of you, that was the process you're using. And helping you to shift to a fact-based, data-oriented approach to negotiation. So to learn more about aPriori in sourcing, don't miss Chris Woodward from Platz's presentation on speed meets strategy, on supplier consolidation powered by digital factories. We've been doing traditional AI for or systemic AI. Somebody told us a couple of weeks ago it's called systemic AI, for quite some time. But now we're leveraging generative AI to bring new expertise to each of our solutions. Because of our breadth of capabilities over the past 20 years, we've generated exabytes of data that encompasses manufacturing information using different machines, with different materials in different regions around the world, should costs for many different kinds of products in different industries. It's manufacturability issues for different kinds of products and much more. That's giving us a very unique opportunity. We have a very unique set of data that no one else has to be able to surface brand new insights in new ways that you've never seen before. Leveraging this data, we'll be rolling out a series of new AI applications that I think you'll be very excited about. It's a series of generative AI solutions to accelerate common tasks and make it easy to use through conversational analytics with natural language interfaces. These generative AI models will be trained with our aPriori expertise, and we'll be incorporating predictive analytics into these products. And through this, we're building a foundation for our AI agents to provide goal-oriented assistance. Our plan is to really try to increase the value you get with a fraction of the effort you do today. To realize that vision, we're starting by automating discrete points of value with individual generative AI tools. And these are the different areas that we see opportunities to do that in. User experience, get the help you need when you need it in an easy to understand way. Analysis and insights. AI is great for slicing and dicing data in new and different ways to provide new informative insights that you couldn't get before. Estimation copilot, a copilot to fill the knowledge and expertise gaps to help you accelerate estimation. And last but not least, design and sourcing coaches to help better design products and bring them to market faster. So that's our vision for our AI strategy. I could spend all day talking about this exciting roadmap, but in Fielder's roadmap presentation today, as well as in the AI session that Barton Finney and Chris Jesnak will be covering, you'll get a sneak peek into some of what's coming. I want to close with one last note. I've talked a lot about the product, but we know when we go into your organizations, what we do is different, and we drive change as we go into your organizations because our insights are unique, enabling you to have new and different, enabling you to make new and different decisions than you've ever been able to make before, earlier and faster, with early visibility to manufacturing, carbon cost, impact during product design, fact-based negotiation, quoteless sourcing, and faster and accurate quoting. Our impact is big across the enterprise. And the faster you scale, the faster the financial outcome you achieve. We've helped so many companies do this that we've created step-by-step guided approaches to help your teams incorporate manufacturability, cost, and sustainability into your day-to-day processes and achieve business impact fast. Dana has a great presentation today outlining how they've deployed aPriori and the success that they've had. If you want to know more about how we can help you succeed beyond just the products, don't hesitate to let any of us know, and we're happy to walk you through this. Today, many companies are coming to us thinking about a point problem they have. Sometimes it's sourcing, sometimes it's engineering, or quoting. Inevitably, what we find is they recognize that the point problem is only a small piece of the overall issue that they need to address to achieve speed and profitability goals, to gain a grab of that market share that McKinsey is talking about. They recognize that everyone along the product development cycle, from design to sourcing to manufacturing, has to work cohesively and focus on cost, quality, and speed concurrently to achieve that impact. I'm sure the presentations today will show you that no matter where you start, you saw some people are here for engineering, Some people are here for sourcing, some people are here for estimating to support their quoting process. No matter where you start on your enterprise journey, we can help you get there and bring significant benefit across your organization. Thanks so much for joining us today. I really hope you enjoy the conference, and don't hesitate to reach out to any of us to give you a hand.